Hi, I'm Steven, and this is Geth, Lord of the Vault. Alright, so this is Geth. He's my general. He's a 5/5 on 6. He's Intimidate. The deck's really built around him. His ability to take creatures or artifacts from graveyards, put them in play tapped, just for their cost, +1. That's really what it's all about. So let's get into it. So I got 26 snow-covered swamps. They're snow-covered mainly for Scrying Sheets in there. We'll get through those. And then here's best card in the deck, Cabal Coffers. This is what it's all about, getting this out, tutor it out, and just get really big mana with Geth, and it's pretty much unbeatable. So we can abuse Cabal Coffers with Vesuva, copies Coffers. Sometimes it's even better to copy the next card, Deserted Temple. You can untap any land. The main one is Coffers, but there's a lot of other good targets of lands you can untap. It's a real greedy deck, a lot of power in the land base. There's Urborg. It's a must when you get your land really big. Maze of Ith stops the attackers, as well as Mystifying Maze. I run a lot of non-basics for all the power they can put into the deck. Reliquary Tower keeps your hand big. This one's really huge. I draw a lot of cards with black deck. Volrath Stronghold. Terrain Generator. Love this card. Big hands in this deck, like to pump out as many swamps as you can. Once you get that land base established, that's what just cinches the win. Thawing Glaciers. Strip Mine and Wasteland for all the other people's problem lands. And then Phyrexian Tower. I really like having ways to get rid of my creatures. There's so much stealing in EDH. Also Mirren. I'm paying a lot of life with black deck, so I like having a way of gaining some of it back. And Phyrexian's Core. Got stealing artifacts, so I want to have a way to get rid of those before someone else takes them and does something. And then Ancient Tomb, accelerated stuff. Petrified Field, you got to protect that Coffers. This is to get it back. And Scrying Sheets for all those snow-covered lands. Throw a top in it, and you can just keep getting lands out of your deck. And Terramorphic Expanse, good for a Crucible. And then get into the ramp. Started with a Dark Ritual. It's always great. And Soul Ring. Everflowing Chalice. I don't want too much other acceleration for artifacts. I want my land mainly to give me all my mana base. Jet Medallion. And then some creature acceleration. Magnus of the Coffers. Just Coffers on a stick. And Nirkana Revenant. She doubles all your swamps, so Urborg and her. It's good to go. Caged Sun. Can't run Gauntlet of Power anymore. Urborg always gives them basic land swamps, and a lot of people can tap for 2, so Caged Sun fixes that. And here's some tutors. Expedition Map. Lands are most important here again, so get those out first. And then pretty Cadillac Tutor package, Vampiric Tutor, and Cruel Tutor, a little more expensive. Demonic Tutor. And then Insidious Dreams for 4. You can discard any number of cards you want and stack them on top of your deck. This is a great way of just getting the combo set up, or putting those 2 win pieces together. Liliana Vess, she's pretty much in the tutor package. She's mainly there for tutor abilities, and then she discards back up so she can tutor again. And here's some of the card draw. Night's Whisper. Phyrexian Arena usually gets destroyed, but it's good to give it a shot. Promise of Power. And Moonlight Bargain. And then here's some of the kind of open-end combo pieces. Necropotence, great advantage. I like having no hand limit, and then with this you can pull a couple of pieces out and pretty much do anything you want with your deck. Also Necralgia, same thing as Potence pretty much. You can pay X life and draw a huge amount of cards off your deck. I like drawing big rips of cards, 20-30 cards at a time, and like winning that way. This is one of those cards that lets me win. Psychosis Crawler with Necralgia, you can, as long as you have more life than everyone else, you can just draw everybody to death in one big shot. So this one becomes real powerful. And then this is the other combo piece, Skirge Familiar. Once you have that big hand, you can discard any card you want for mana, and then with all the tutors and 20 cards in your hand, you should be able to do pretty much anything you want and close the game out. Kijimaru, of course, all these big cards. It's good to have a creature who can wipe, come back, and wipe the board again. Draina with all the X mana, so like her as a general. I like being able to cast stuff, but she's really great for removal. She can also finish in 2 hits once that game gets late. And here's my big finishing creatures, Blightsteel Colossus. You could ramp him out early all the time, and one swing gets it in there and does it. And some more creatures, Dusk Urchins, good card advantage, good early creature. Fleshbag Marauder is a must. Great to pull back with the Sword, Light, and Shadow. We got Grave Titan. He just throws out a whole army of zombies here. Phyrexian Obliterator. He's pretty nasty and gets in and rumbles well. Holds the sword well. And then Sorin. It's pretty much a win condition. He can just pop somebody out of 10 and start picking them off. Karn. He's in place of Nevinral's Disc. Black has a hard time getting rid of enchantments and artifacts. Karn really helps fill that slot in. Plus, you hit his ability more than a few times and then go ultimate and it's pretty much game. Oblivion Stone, again, gotta get rid of those enchantments and artifacts. Crucible of Worlds, they're gonna kill that Cabal Coffers and they're gonna get some lands in there, so it's always great to have this. Sensei's Divining Top, a lot of those tutors put things on top of your library, so I like having a way of snatching them up immediately as well. And then Mind Crank, kind of a weak card, but a lot of damage being dealt in EDH, and Geth's hand, pretty much, his power comes from everyone else's graveyard, so I like being able to dump everything in there. Then also combos with Bloodchief Ascension, pretty small little combo. If you get all the quest counters on this, it immediately just mills and decks everybody out once any card goes to the yard. And if you could just get this online with Geth, Geth mills pretty insane by himself. He mills for X pretty much whenever you want to, so that can do a lot of damage. And then here's to keep that hand up. Adventurer's Journal with Necropotence is pretty broken. Draw your cards, gain all your life back the next turn, and just keep going. You got to protect it though. And then just like Adventurer's Journal, the kind of little one is Ivory Tower. Reliquary Tower and Ivory Tower, if you get those two out, pretty much same thing. You can get big hands, Necralgia, draw half your deck, and then just keep winning it. Mimic of Vat does a lot of the same kind of Geth abilities. There's so many great creatures who come to play effects. Fleshbag Marauder, if you get him stuck on here, you can just keep killing everybody off until there's a better creature. If you grab a Grave Titan, it's pretty insane too. So this is a great card in EDH. And then Sword of Feast and Famine. This card right here, once I got my land established, this is usually what I go tutor for. Sword of Feast and Famine on Geth is pretty insane. He already has Intimidate, and it gives him protection from black, so all of a sudden he's a 7 power. He can do 3 swings in and destroy on general damage. And he's only blockable by artifact creatures. And then the best ability though, untapping all your lands with as much mana as you can get out of it. It's just insane with Geth's X ability. And then also the Sword, Light, and Shadow, I like to use that. Gives him pro black, he can beat in, get those creatures back, and gain back some of the life, pain. Lightning Greaves, of course. Imp's Mischief, great card in EDH. They don't see coming out of mono black a lot of times. Redirect that kill spell. And when I'm drawing huge cards here, I like to be able to kill things right away. So Sickening Shoal lets me just pitch a card from my hand and get rid of that other commander. Same with Snuff Out, draw a bunch of cards, but kill something right away. And then go for the throat, some point and kill. Damnation. Decree of Pain, kills a lot, get those cards. Necromancy, a little bit of recursion. Profane Command for X, you can finish people with it. You can bring back, you can remove, great utility. Not too much discard in here, but Mind Twist, I love it. You can blow out early if you excel. And then Death Cloud. Geth can get a lot of creatures generated real quick, or if you drop a Planeswalker, you can Death Cloud right afterwards. If you get your Skirge Familiar out, you can Death Cloud to destroy everybody else's hand and then still drop stuff afterwards, so Death Cloud's great. Exsanguate. This one can definitely do it. It can finish everybody off all at once. Your mana can definitely get high enough to cut them all off. Otherwise, there's be a lot of life gain for you. And then Contamination. Contamination's pretty locked down with Geth himself. If you get Geth and Cage Sun or Nirka out, that's really where you're going to go. Then you can drop Contamination and it locks everybody else's out as far as mana, and you just keep grabbing creatures from yards and finish it quick. And then once you've done all that, Yawgmoth's Will to do it all again. And works great with Jet Medallion. You could just play 20 spells in a turn. Thanks for watching CMDR decks. Please subscribe and favorite.